Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Myself Yogesh Pawar. I'm working as an assistant professor in SMD College of Engineering, and I'm going to teach you the subject computer graphics. Initially, what is the computer graphics? We need to understand it first. The computer graphics is anything which will be using the computer system to create the visuals or the pictures or the displays. Okay, so that is nothing but the computer graphics. So with the help of the graphics, we can able to express many things. So therefore, it is very important in the today's areas, today's eras. Okay, so this is very important concept. So now we will see what exactly the computer graphics is and what are its advantages in depth. Okay, so computer graphics, the computer is an information. Initially we should be able to know that what the computer is. As we know that the computer understand only the language of zeros and ones. Okay, so that we are knowing that the computer understand only the language of zeros and ones. So if you are dealing with the computer graphics, the computer graphics is dealing with that is computer graphics is also dealing with zeros and ones. Okay, so every pixel is the collections of zeros and ones, and by collecting multiple pixels we can able to create every pictures. Anything which is onto the display screen, that is nothing but the pixels. Okay, so that is nothing but the pixels. So this we had seen that what exactly the pixel. Okay, so myself Yogesh Paur, I am going to give you the presentations on aliasing and anti-aliasing. So what are the basic differences between the aliasing and anti-aliasing? So that we are going to see first. So what exactly the aliasing is? Aliasing is nothing but it is the effect in the computer screen which is shown. It is the effect which is shown in the computer screens whenever we are drawing some kinds of the lines, whenever we are drawing some kinds of the circles. So just because of the as we know that whenever we are dealing with the computer graphics, so every pixel is connected with every another pixels. So here you can see that this pixel is connected to this pixels, but there is a gap between these pixels. So just because of that gap, if the low resolution if we are using, then at that time, here in this case, okay, if the low resolution if you are going to consider, low resolution display if you are going to consider, then at that time this image is looking like a jagged image, or that image is looking like a scattered image. So that is nothing but the aliasing. So that is nothing but the aliasing effect. So basically in case of the aliasing effects, basically three kinds of the aliasing could be possible. The first one is the staircase effect. It is nothing but which is shown like this. Okay, so this is basically the line which is moving from one end to another end. Okay, ये एक line है basically. So this line is moving in this directions, but just because of the pixels, so just because of these pixels, it could be looking like a staircases. Okay, so just like the similarly, this is whenever we are going in a paint and whenever we are drawing any line, at that time that line is looking like a jagged lines. Okay, just like I can show you right now also in this paint. Okay, if I am drawing this line, so this line if I am considering, so this is nothing but the jagged line. Okay, so this is nothing but the jagged effect. तो ये जो मतलब बीच बीच में जो भी मतलब staircases kinds of the effect है, so this is nothing but the jagged line. So this is nothing but one sort of aliasing. The another type of aliasing is nothing but unequal brightness. For example, let us say that you are having the line which is having the more brightness. Okay, मतलब you are drawing the line which is having the accurate resolutions. But what is happening, irrespective of the resolutions, if uneven brightness is there, if uneven brightness, then at that time it looks like that particular line is nothing but a dotted line. तो मतलब dotted line ऐसा आपको दिख जाएगा. So that is also called as the aliasing effect. It means that one pixel is more brighter than the other. For example, these group of pixels are more brighter than these. If this is the case, then what is happening, irrespective of the higher resolutions, this line is looking like a dotted line, or we could not able to see this line clear. So this line will be looking like a blurred image. Okay. Then the another part is nothing but the picket fence problem. So picket fence problem is nothing but it is a fencing problem. It is nothing but if you are considering, if you are focusing on to this particular block, this particular block is nothing but ये जो block है, this is nothing but the pixel boundary. So if you are considering this part is particularly empty part. This is not filled by the pixel itself. Okay, यहाँ पे जो gap है, so that gap, so these gaps are also leading. These gaps are also leading for the aliasing. So what could be the solutions? यहाँ पे और एक pixels अगर put कर देंगे, this will be totally filled. Okay, so that solutions we are going to discuss in anti-aliasing. Okay, so now I think that you might be able to know the concepts of the aliasing. So aliasing is nothing but the effects which is coming onto the display if the low resolution display if you are using, that at that time this kinds of effect is shown onto the systems. Okay, so if you had seen this in computer graphics, the process by which smooth curves and other lines becomes jagged. So jagged is nothing but this one, because the resolutions of the graphics device or the file is not high enough to represent the smooth curves. Okay, यहाँ पे smooth curves represent हो ही नहीं सकता है, just because that there is a gap between the pixels. Okay, so what could be the solutions? High resolutions. High resolutions we have to use. Then uneven brightness we have to reduce. Picket fence वाला जो issue है, that should be getting resolved. In the line drawing algorithm, we had seen that all rasterized locations do not match with the two lines. Okay, all the rasterized locations, it is not matching with the two lines, and we have to select the optimum raster locations to represent a straight line. This problem is severe in low resolution screens. Basically, this is nothing but in if you are considering, we have seen all rasterized locations do not match with the two line. Just like this is nothing but the locations. ये मतलब two line को match नहीं कर रहे. It is not causing, or it is not matching the whole boundary, or the whole boundary of the pixel is not covered. Some part is remaining. यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा छोटा है, यहाँ पे, here also, here also. Okay, so this effect is known as the aliasing. This is more severe in low resolution display. Agar high resolution display, then at that time it might be possible that this might not be shown. Okay, so this is nothing but the aliasing effect. Now in the next sessions we will be seeing what is anti-aliasing, how we can able to reduce the aliasing effect. Okay, so I think this much is sufficient for today's session.